Welcome to the Blind Rage Podcast. This is Brandon Ford.
This is Tony the Tiger, the Thunder from Down Under.
And this is James Garibay. I'm sorry, I don't.
He forgot his fucking cue!
What?
God!
Well, I'm sorry that I can't remember what you call me.
Well, we don't do, do-overs here, so we're just going to have to live with
Yeah,
that.
you are, and you're going to like it.
Yes, it's a very dramatic beat.
Well,
Yeah. Bill,
you'll get over it. You keep having me back, so I'm doing
you were going to
something.
explain yourself?
Yes, happy to have you back with us.
Yes, we're always happy to have both of you. It's because it's not as often as I would like that we get to do a three-way commentary, and it's not as often as I would like that we get to do a commentary for a film that is so beloved by all of us.
Indeed.
So, in case you haven't read the title for this particular episode, we are doing a commentary for the 1996 classic, The Craft.
Ooh.
So exciting.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was so spontaneous in that one.
I really wanted to be a part of this one because I love this movie so much.
Yes.
Everybody should.
Seriously.
And if they don't, then they're just wrong. That's it. They're just wrong.
I actually told a girl at work what I was doing tonight, and she's like, "What? I never saw it." I'm like, "Oh my God." Yeah. I mean, she is a little bit younger, so she's got an excuse, but still, like, it's become a classic over the years, I think.
Yes. A real quotable movie.
Oh, quite. Yeah. Because I've been quoting it for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Almost as much as I've been quoting Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion. Yes, during the commentaries, I always have to get something in there.
Although I feel responsible for the Romeo and Michelle one. I think I started that ball rolling.
You did. You started it.
Well, that's such a fun movie.
I was gonna text you earlier, Tony, and go, "Oh, Tony, fuck off!" But I was gonna wonder if you were gonna get it.
Like, what did I do?
No.
Especially since your name is so close to Toby.
Yes.
Okay, Toby, fuck off.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, but before we get into all that, I need to get the plugs out of the way. So, as always, I'd like to encourage everybody to check out my books in paperback and Kindle editions by going to Amazon.com, typing in Brandon Ford. There you'll find several of my titles as well as my author page, which you can subscribe to receive email notifications whenever I have a new release. I also have several audiobooks available on audible.com. If you don't already, please follow me on Instagram at writer Brandon Ford. You can also follow me on both Twitter and Letterboxd at Brandon Ford. You can follow Tony on Letterboxd at Tony_the_bear. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, critiques, suggestions, recommendations, feel free to email me directly at blindragepod. Please don't forget to stop by the official Blind Rage Podcast Facebook page to like and subscribe, and please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe the Blind Rage Podcast on whichever podcasting platform you prefer. So, before we get into the movie, James, let's start with you. Have you seen anything noteworthy recently?
I started watching that show You on Netflix. That one about the crazy stalker guy.
Yeah, we were talking about it during our last commentary, and I was telling you how awful both I thought both the show and the book was.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I thought it was quite okay, so give it a go.
I like psychological stuff, so I'm kind of, intrigued by it so far. I mean, I don't know anything, don't know much other than, the premise of it. I, you know, haven't read the book, obviously, so I don't know. I mean, I haven't been disappointed yet, but other than that, no. I mean, I'm making some headway in Dracula. You'll be happy to hear.
Oh my god.
Ah, good.
It's gonna
the book he's been reading since I've known him.
Well,
pretty much.
I'm in school, and textbook reading takes up a bulk of the time. But I'm in chapter 15 now. Thank you very much.
Audiobooks.
They're good, but I like to read stuff too.
Tony, what about you? Have you seen anything?
Well, I watched a musical that I've been wanting to see called, it's either called Everyone's Talking About Jamie or Everybody's Talking About Jamie. I forget at the moment, but that was quite fun. It was a British little movie about a 16-year-old who goes to his prom in drag. And I ended up watching finally the movie Don't Look Up with Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence. And I thought that was fine.
And Meryl Streep.
Yes.
Any good?
I've heard some not good things.
I thought it was good, but I can very much understand why people won't like it. It's I don't think it's a very smart movie, but I realized it's actually a parody as opposed to a satire. So and it's not terribly funny.
Oh,
well, all right then.
But in saying that, I could still enjoy it. So,
did you watch that DVD that you bought recently?
The Rock.
No.
Oh no, I watched that, but I didn't watch the other one. I haven't yet because my nephew still has it. The Slaughter. What's it bloody called?
Slumber Party Massacre.
Yes, Slumber Party Massacre. Yes.
Ooh.
Well, I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on that. You lent it to Marcus.
Yes.
He likes those movies. The original.
Yeah. But I won't. Well, he hasn't seen the original, but I certainly won't be talking to about it because he gives stuff away very easily. He has no candice when it comes to spoilers. So.
Okay. Well, I will definitely be looking forward to your review for that one. So save it for the next episode that we record.
But you've seen it, haven't you?
I saw it on Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
Well, I listened to it on Sci-Fi without an audio description. And from what I heard, I'd missed out on some male nudity, of course. But
did you end up seeing that show Nude that I was telling you about?
No.
Not yet.
And I didn't look for it.
I've opened a can of worms, have I?
Okay, why are you upsetting me?
And I was being phallic when I said worms.
All right. All right. Stifle yourself.
All right.
As for me, I saw a really, really interesting documentary called Mail Order Murder. And it is about a very, very low budget production company called Wave Productions, which began in 1987. And they made shot on video horror films mostly, and some other like police procedural stuff, but not very intelligently. And it was a lot of it was run and gun, a lot of it was recycling the same sets, filming in people's houses, in people's basements, same actors. It's how Tina Kraus got her start. She was in Bad Biology, that movie that we did a commentary for, Tony. And she's gone on to work with a lot of other directors, but she still does movies for them. But I think what made makes them so interesting is they started what's called custom movies, which I think I heard about. I don't know, maybe I think I read a blip about it online some years back and I completely forgot about it. But for a fee, what you can do is you can mail them either a script or an outline and some money, and they will make your movie. Um, and shoot it on VHS, and you get a copy for it. And for an additional fee, um, they will not include it in their guide, so it's only personal to you.
Okay.
Interesting.
But they've done a mixture of custom movies and scripted features. Um, like I said, since 1987, so they've amassed over 400 movies. Some of them were shot in one day. Um, some of them were edited in camera, meaning they just, pressed pause and record on the camcorder, and that was the movie.
Huh.
Um, and so the people would write in with different fetishes that they would make an improvised movie around that with no story. And it's not porn, but people had fetishes about swimming,
Okay.
girls with socks, girls being strangled, uh,
Uh,
girls being stabbed, um, a girl being hung, which one girl actually did really hang herself. Um, and I think she had a noose and she was dragged, and you can see that there's no harness and she's really being hung, or and they just had her up there for a couple seconds before they brought her down, but she said it was very painful and it hurt for some weeks.
ooh,
She's lucky she
yeah.
didn't break her neck.
Yeah, because
Seriously,
that's how you die
this
from
whole thing is just
hanging.
very sketchy.
Um, it is, but yeah, and there's a ton of really interesting stories in the documentary, and I was listening to the commentary for the documentary, which has even more interesting stories. And I think one of the most interesting stories is the way Tina Kraus, who is, like I said, one of their most prolific actresses, got her start. And they would sell their movies at the Chiller convention. And by the way, they're all based in South Jersey. So where they do all their stuff is like 15 minutes away from me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
So I should call them and be like, hey.
Yeah.
But so yeah, Tina Kraus. So they would sell their stuff at conventions, and you would get to meet the girls who were in the movies, and take pictures with them and blah blah blah. And so they were supposed to use the location to shoot something for a movie, and the actress didn't show up. And Tina was just there with her sister as a fan walking around. And they saw her and they were like, "Are you an actress?" And she was like, "No." And then she paused and went, "Wait, if I say I am, will you put me in a movie?" And they were like, "Actually, yes." So they said, "Do you want to be strangled?" And she said, "Okay." So they literally, right then and there, took her out to the courtyard outside the hotel and filmed her being strangled and used it in a movie.
Oh my god.
And then it was all, she was off to the races from there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's directed some stuff, and she's worked, like I said, she's worked with other directors and more professional, legit companies she's worked with.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
But still,
But in saying that, I feel that I feel that on a grander scale, I've heard stories of Brian Grazer, I reckon, where he'll have an idea for a story and then just get other people to write it and make it. So I guess that type of stuff happens on a more professional scale as well.
I would say so, yeah. But this is just very, very. It's like as guerrilla filmmaking as it can possibly be, and what I thought, what I kept waiting for was how much it cost to make a movie, and somebody wanted to see Tina get shot in her vagina.
Oh my god.
For a movie. It was a custom movie, so they had to make a mold of her breasts and her vagina. And the guy sent them $1,200 for the, so that was the budget for that movie, and I think that the majority of it went to making the mold. But they also said that they got $300 to do a duct tape movie. Somebody wanted to see Tina get duct taped like a mummy for 70 minutes. So there's that. I didn't, like I said, I heard that little blip about what they did a long time ago, and I forgot about it. But I was familiar with their. It's become their most popular title. It's a movie called Psycho Sisters, and it's from 1995. And it's I think they show full frontal male nudity, but it's about these two sisters who witnessed their younger sister being gang raped and murdered, and basically just go on a killing spree and cut off men's genitals. And I used to see it for sale in a movie guide, and I was curious about it, but I wasn't curious enough to pay like $30 it was. But I was always curious about it because it said Christine Taylor was in it. But
Really?
it's not the Christine Taylor from the Brady Bunch. It's just another.
And from The Craft.
Yeah.
And from The Craft, yes.
Can't forget that one now.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Gotta have that segue.
But yeah, that one was so popular that it was remade in 16 millimeter. And as far as I know, that one is the only movie that they shot on actual film. Everything else is video. But yeah, so it's called Mail Order Murder. I think it's called the Mail Order Murder: The Story of Wave Productions. WAVE is an acronym, WAVE. So yeah, I highly recommend it. It was really good. It's really interesting, especially if you're an amateur filmmaker.
Very interesting.
But speaking of films, I think we should get into The Craft.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We're all very, very excited for this one.
Yeah.
So, that was quite aggro and a little frightening.
Good. That's what I go for.
First you were fucking Carson Kressley, and then you were like fucking like Roddy Piper. It's like, what is going on over there, Sybil?
I'm a man of many voices. What can I say?
The people,
right.
the people.
Okay, let's start this thing. So, if you're going to watch along, I'm sure you have no trouble finding The Craft. Just make sure you're not watching the god-awful... What is it? Fucking...
It does not exist.
Trinity or whatever.
Exist.
No, it doesn't. But, yeah. The Craft
it's
from
legacy.
1996.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So I've told this, it's not even a very interesting story, but it's apropos. I saw this on in theaters when it first came out on Easter Sunday
Lucky.
with my fuckface of a sister. But
do you
yeah, I
really
remember that. I remember that. Oh, this was added after the fact.
right.
It kind of
Sequence.
seemed added after the fact.
Yeah, Andrew Fleming said they added it on.
Well, they had to have a good little segue into the movie, so we know what we're in for.
It looks really good. It works well, and I'm sure they have no idea what they're doing, but it looks like they do with the moving and the chanting and the whatever.
Yeah, it works. Totally works.
And it looks like they're summoning Sarah.
There you go.
Mm.
There you go. They're calling forth.
Now is the time. Now is the hour.
Mm-hmm.
Ours is the magic. Ours is the power.
She rocks a nostril ring, doesn't she?
I just want to say something real quick. I'm sorry, James.
No, you're good.
But I always assumed that there was a scene or a moment that was cut out right before they go into the house, because when they go in, Sarah's first line is, "Yeah, it's a lot drier in here, Dad." So there must have been a moment where he said, "Let's hurry up and get in where it's dry," or something like that. But it's not in the movie.
Right. Maybe. It's
Yeah.
possible. Because,
But they get in and the roof is leaking, and but yeah, that always kind of bugged me. So what were you gonna say?
just the first time I saw this, I actually don't remember like when I saw it. But I was like 10 and I saw trailers constantly and I just really wanted to see it. And then my sister got to see it in theaters and she's like, "Oh my God, I just saw The Craft." I was like, "You suck." And then I think I saw it like on HBO or something. And then, yeah, I was just, I don't know. It was just so much fun. I just loved it. I watched it over and over and over again. Too many times.
This is a movie that used to come on cable a lot, especially in the 90s. And it was always a movie, at least for me, that if you were flipping through the channels, no matter how many times you saw it, if it was on, you would watch it.
Yeah,
to the end.
It's just a fun movie.
Tony, when did you first see it?
Well, I saw it on video cassette, but my memory of this is I got so jealous. My neighbors went to an all-girls school, and they got to watch it at school for like an assignment.
God.
Really?
So like,
Different?
well, it was to do with like peer pressure or something like no, I don't know, but like it was the social studies class, and they watched it, and I was like, oh, I wish I went to a school like that.
Right? Come on.
That would have made me want to go to Catholic
So we
school.
got to watch In the Name of the Rose, which oh lord.
I actually watched A Nightmare on Elm Street in one of my speech classes in high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I was doing a project for another class, and I had brought in the tape of A Nightmare on Elm Street because we had to like draw it on a computer engineering system. And my speech class, the teacher didn't have anything going on that day, so she's like, does anybody have a movie with them that they want to see? I'm like, well, I have a Nightmare on Elm Street in another classroom. I can go get it. She's like, yeah, go get it. I'm like, okay. Yeah, so that was a fun day. Needless to
Hell
say
yeah.
that they fast forwarded through the sex scene, but it was still funny.
Oh God, you don't even see. It's all under the covers.
Yeah, it's all audio.
Exactly. But I mean, it's still high school. It's not exactly a
Yes.
school-friendly movie. So that was a fun day.
You know, Jenny is like barely in this at all.
Oh,
Yeah,
the wife,
like-
yeah.
Yeah, the stepmother. She really doesn't
And she's that
have any
that intro
scenes.
scene. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that's basically it.
The homeless guy has more scenes than she does.
He does in more lines.
Yeah,
Yeah. For the longest time, I had no idea that Robin Tunney was wearing a wig.
Oh, yeah. Because
Yeah.
she had shaved it for the next movie, hadn't
The
one
previous
before
movie,
this.
Empire
Oh, yeah.
Records.
It wasn't like Empire
I love
Records.
that movie so much. But it took me a long time to like realize it because even when I was a kid, I was like, her hair is just like too perfect, you know. And then when I heard that she wore a wig, I was like, oh, okay, that makes so much sense.
Well, a lot of the time in movies, they really don't go through the painstaking efforts to make the wig look good.
Yeah,
But Andrew Fleming really wanted. I think it was because he wanted her to make her look as pretty as possible.
right.
But
Not that she's ugly.
also, no. But I think he didn't want her to look like she was wearing a bad wig, so
Well,
he
yeah, she's supposed to be
reshot
like
certain scenes.
the typical like girl next door type of character,
Yeah.
and even he said like in some of the behind the scenes stuff, like it's amazing what a difference hair can make, you know.
Yeah, yeah, because when he read her the first time, she had the buzz cut, and then they put like
Yes.
just a wig they had hanging around on her to see how she looked. There's Breckenmeyer.
And Skeet Ulrich looking very cute. in
Skeet
this movie.
Ulrich. He is very cute in this movie. And I saw Scream after this, and I was like, what the fuck happened?
Night and day.
What is with the hair in Scream?
I like his hairdo.
I don't mind either one. Yeah.
Oh, I do not at all.
I
That
do
long
because, like,
strand in his face, and it's way too much product.
Maybe he and Nev switched hairstyles.
right.
I think he looks a lot cuter in this movie.
I have
And
curly
Robin
hair,
Tunney was
so-
instrumental. I don't have anything against curly hair at all. I like curly hair, but
can't
I
stand
don't.
it.
I just didn't like the way he styled it in French class.
Oh, God.
But yeah, Robin Tunney knew him, and she was instrumental in getting him the role in the movie.
Right.
They had they had done a movie or something, or a play or something.
Yeah,
together.
I think it was. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was theater, but I don't know because I knew that they knew each other beforehand, but yeah.
They were considering him like briefly, but then they were like, "Oh no, he's too old," because he was 25 at the time, and then she was like, "No, you really got to see him. He's really good. I've worked with him." And then when Andrew called him in, the rest is history.
There you go. I honestly
Remember, he
didn't-
was like a big deal.
Oh yeah,
in the 90s for
he made
like a
huge
minute and a half.
splash, yeah,
Mm.
like the cover of all the magazines.
And he did a bunch of really bad movies.
Oh god, yeah. I didn't know that Rachel True was like
I'm-
29 when she did this.
Oh, was she?
Oh.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, crazy, right?
She's gorgeous. I remember I first saw her in Embrace of the Vampire with Alyssa Milano.
I never saw.
And then
that
when I
movie.
saw this, I was like, oh. It's good if you like Alyssa Milano and Alyssa Milano's boobs.
Well, I think we all saw Poison Ivy too.
Unfortunately, we have, yeah.
That's right. Sarah's got the power.
She can
That
hear
would
Nev
be-
Campbell breathing.
That would have been all CGI today.
Oh, yeah.
But it was literally just somebody under the table,
Yeah.
with an attachment to the pencil spinning it.
That's another thing I love about this movie. Like they build up on the special effects. Like it starts out very subtle, and then that way at the end, like it's balls to the wall. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, this was a low budget movie. It was only like $11 million. And they could only do so much
Right.
with the CGI.
Right.
But I mean, it may be dated, but I still think it's fun.
Yeah.
I think it still holds up well. Maybe a little bit dated, but I mean, not in any way that's gonna, kill the movie or make you not want to watch it.
Hi, I'm Chris. I just wanted to apologize for this, guys.
Breckenmeyer, by the way, he was supposed to have a much smaller part, but Andrew liked him because he thought he was funny. and a lot of his lines were improv.
Ah, I could see that.
Oh, really? Who else?
These three girls.
He was another one. It was like
Stare.
when I first saw Clueless, I was like, oh, there's the guy from Freddy's Dead. And then when I saw this, I was like, oh, there's the guy from Clueless and Freddy's Dead.
I saw Clueless first.
Bitches of Eastwick.
Yes.
Whatever you do,
Yeah, I saw Clueless first. Well, Clueless was the summer before.
all right?
Was it?
Just like, I mean, I don't know from
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah, summer of '95.
Wow.
I remember that. It was the summer before I started ninth grade. And this came out in the spring of '96.
What?
God.
What?
How well did this movie do when it came out?
I think it did fairly well.
Yeah.
I don't have the
I think it was
numbers in front of me.
a success.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, as much as it was shown on cable,
Right.
you know, and everybody I knew at the time had seen it.
Football practice.
This was just like, much like Clueless, this was a movie that everybody in school had seen and was talking about.
Right. It was like the movie of the season.
Of the season, we'll go with that, yeah.
The famous
This was one
song.
of those movies that I had to order at a Blockbuster because every time I'd go, it'd be booked out. So
I remember when fucking Charmed first started and they had this as their theme song. I was like, what the fuck is that? Why would you have... Why would you use that song when it's already in a movie about witches?
Because Andrew
well,
Fleming
doesn't Andrew
was
Fleming reckon?
He was actually in talks with Fox / the WB about making another show about witches, but he pulled out, or somebody pulled out, but they, they got the song.
Yeah,
And I
I
love
heard something like
Charmed.
that.
I'm
That
just gonna say.
Charmed ripped the idea. Yeah.
No, I can't. I gotta get home. My dad's waiting.
I don't care what people say.
Okay.
It was awesome. The original, not this
All right,
new
I have to
piece
say-
of garbage woke BS.
It comes on to anything.
I have to say something about this scene here.
I'm not watching.
First,
Seeds.
Nancy says, do you want to go for coffee? And then, what the fuck is her name?
Bonnie,
What's the
Sarah?
main girl's name? What's the main girl's name?
Feruza Balk.
No,
Well,
the main girl, Robin Tunney.
No.
Sarah, thank you. Then when they start to walk away, Sarah goes, where are we going? And Bonnie, yeah, she just said it. Bonnie says shopping. And then again, here we go. I don't have any money. First they were going for coffee, then they're going shopping. And then when they go to the store, remember, she said, I don't have any money. She gets all the candles and the book and she hands the girl a 20.
well, she was probably trying to do a polite brush off or something. Because
Yes,
you're new at
yeah.
school, you don't know these girls, and they just want to take you shopping. Like, I don't know about this, but
No, I'm calling shenanigans.
Well.
I'm thinking there was a bit of a
The
fuck
writers
up
weren't
in the
thinking.
continuity there.
yeah.
Punk rock. Let's go.
The right way.
Yeah.
So Nancy Feruza Balk actually bought this store that they're going into.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And she sold it in 2001,
Um,
but she did it, for research purposes, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking about this with Tony. I don't know why, but there was a lot of controversy about whether or not she was or is a Wiccan.
Mm-hmm.
And she is, because she says it on the behind the scenes
Behind
feature
the
that's
scenes,
on
Yeah.
on the DVD. And they had a consultant
Everything in nature steals.
to make sure that they didn't do anything that was offensive to Wiccan
Right.
culture and to make sure that it was authentic. But they also got her input as well.
That's cool.
So she is a Wiccan.
You guys are
And yeah, she's I don't think she's doing the store anymore, but I know that for a while, I don't know if she still is, she was selling candles, I think, online.
Nice. I'd like to see her do something else. But she's very picky about her roles, which I respect, you know, like she wants stuff that she personally feels a connection to and can stand behind, which is, you know.
Something similar to this happened to me in a sex shop in
Oh,
Gold
I'm sure
Coast
it
once.
did.
Well, I was going to go through a door and they said, "Oh, you shouldn't go through."
Like, why? What's in there? Now you got my curiosity piqued.
It's like, we lose most customers that way.
Oh dear.
No, I think it was like the back area.
The glory holes, James.
Yes, I got that. I may be slow, but I'm not stupid. But thank you for clarifying.
And Tony must think we are pretty stupid if we believe that he didn't go back there.
Whatever you do back there, Tony, that's your business.
I did not go back there. Willingly.
There you go. There's always coercion.
I'm like so into this movie, even though I can't see the screen. I keep turning to look at the laptop, even though I can't tell what's going on. I just keep looking at it because I want to watch the fucking movie.
The homeless guy's chasing her.
I know what's happening. I've seen this movie a million times.
Well,
Although I do kind of feel like the movie could have done without this guy. I think here's my only annoying part of the movie is this.
I felt bad for him.
I mean, you know, she's got
He
to have
just
a
keeps
reason
showing
to
up
run
with this
away,
snake.
you know? And then a guy sees you in 2 days with a snake? Come on. That's creepy. No, you listen to the
It's
taxi.
like Grindr.
Well, I'm petrified of getting hit by a car. You have no idea.
Been there.
You've been hit by a car.
I was hit by a car when I was 2.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Broke my left femur. Yeah, my brother was supposed to be watching me. He went across the street to our neighbors for something, and then I followed him, and car comes down the road, bam. Yep.
I can't say hit. I got nudged once when I was 16. I was walking home from the library, and it was literally like the cliche that you see with like the old man who can't see over the steering wheel.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was this old man who could barely see over the steering wheel, and he didn't stop at the stop sign, and he bumped me.
So no damage on either part. That's good.
No, I
But
didn't get
still.
hurt. I didn't fall or anything, but yeah, he knocked me off course for a second.
well, either way, it's good to have you both with us.
Indeed.
But James wins this one.
Smoking's bad, kids. Don't do it.
Don't smoke. Vape instead.
That's the message of this movie. Don't smoke. It leads to witchcraft.
In the commentary
nothing wrong.
for Serial Mom, during the scene when the teacher's getting run over in the parking lot, John says, "If you ever accidentally hit somebody with your car, make sure you back up and finish them off. Otherwise, you're in a lot of trouble."
Oh dear.
Well, apparently that was something that was happening in China for a while, is that people were accidentally hitting people, but then they would run them back over. Because if you wound someone, you have to pay for their lifetime of medical records. But if you
So
kill
you
them,
just
you
kill
just
them?
pay a
That's
certain fine to
terrible.
their family. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going
Like-
someplace. I thought you were going someplace else.
No, but they have to sort of say that it was all an accident, but like the footage is quite No, we see you reversing over the people. So.
Yeah, like wow.
This
You wanted to check on them with your car again?
that scene with them was longer, but Andrew said it needed to be tighter.
Just get the.
I always
across and
thought-
go.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I always thought that because of this dialogue is so stupid and he's talking about the weird heads and the shrunken heads, I always just thought that he was just making this up because it's too stupid to have been in the script.
Yeah, this.
I think it.
Yeah,
I think if you're going to make stuff up, you wouldn't go.
It's really dumb. It's,
you
a
really,
good
like,
head.
Honey, you call that game? No.
No.
Nice meeting you, Sarah. Yeah, bye.
We'll see you in the Brady Bunch.
Oh, was that
That
her?
wasn't her, was it?
Yes, that's Christine Taylor. That's Marsha.
I gotta go home.
That was her walking by?
Yes. Saying nice meeting you, Sarah.
Was that
Yeah.
her?
Yes.
I believe you, James.
All right. I just thought it was some random girl. Somebody
No.
else.
That's what the guy was thinking as well.
Yeah, because I don't remember Christine Taylor's character being that nice to anybody
Well, it's
except for,
Yeah.
those who were in her circle.
Well,
That you guys did.
because she was making out with the football jock, and she's dating one of the other
Mm.
jocks, so
Save face then.
kind of sprinkled about.
He was going around the whole school.
I always love this pause here.
You're the lousiest
He's
thing
ever
ever.
had.
It's pretty bad.
No, he didn't.
Like, I've seen Christine Taylor in all those, cutesy comedies, and I love how big of a bitch she can play in this.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. First time I saw her was in Night of the Demons 2.
Okay.
Really, never saw it.
I think that was one of her first movies.
God, how old was she?
Well, it was only a couple of years before that. It was 94, so.
Still, a couple years can make a big difference.
Although, going back to what you were saying about how the movie hasn't dated, I feel that Christine's line, what she says to Bonnie, I think it was,
Don't
would not
say
be
it.
said. No, I'm not going to say it, but I feel that line would not be said today.
No,
by the actress.
I don't think it would have been said then.
Which
She says it to
part?
when she's.
When she's talking shit about Rochelle.
It comes up.
When she said, yeah, when
Yes,
she
Rochelle,
uses the
sorry.
racial,
Yeah. Okay.
the racially
yeah,
insensitive word.
Yeah. Right.
No,
mean,
I went to high
probably not,
school
but I mean,
in the
like-
90s.
Yeah. Regardless, it's
It
still
was not okay.
Yeah,
it
it's
was
still
not
a
okay to be
terrible thing
racist.
to call anybody that.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm saying I don't think it would have. I don't know.
I don't know. Can't speak for racists.
No, I can't, and I can't. Well, I can't. I can't speak to what it's like to be bullied for the color of your
Right.
skin, but I can say what it's like to be bullied for other things.
Regardless, bullying is bullying.
Why are you doing this to me?
This is so terrible.
God, she's so pretty.
I think I know, isn't she? Who are we talking about?
Rachel
Eva
True.
Braun.
Both. Well, they both are. They're both
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Sorry.
But
Fuck off.
yeah, I think even Rochelle's face,
Marsha.
even she has this look on her face, I can't believe you just said
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
I cannot believe she just called me that. Like, what is wrong with you?
Actually said that.
Like she's hurt and mad, you know? Like,
She's hurt and mad, and she's in disbelief. It's like,
Right.
what? Where am I? There's on the DVD. There's a deleted scene that's kind of out of place where, where when Nancy's all going crazy
Oh,
and she's
yeah.
kind of sizing them all up, and she talks about how Rochelle was the only black girl in an all-white neighborhood and
Yeah.
things like that.
I like that scene, but for the story that's being told, it worked for them to cut it.
Yes.
Oh, I
This looks so horrifying.
I do love the scream though that she does.
yeah, she's got a
Well,
side-
yeah, it is a good scream. It is
Oh,
a
it
good
echoes
scream.
into
And,
the next scene.
Andrew Fleming complimented her scream too, in the commentary. But that's all a latex mold.
obviously. But it looks really
Well, none of it does. It looks
So-
real. Yeah, it does look
yeah.
real. I can't. Oh my god.
I mean, it's probably no more painful than getting a tattoo.
I would think it's worse
Well, okay,
because
a tattoo
this
on your
because
foot.
the
I'd
Well-
give it a go.
that needle was penetrating like beneath her skin.
Yeah, but she wasn't bleeding or anything.
But
I
still,
don't know
like, a
exactly what
constant,
that
like, very
technique
sharp
is.
Thing, yeah, it would be pretty painful.
Yeah.
and like,
Yeah.
and I'm only comparing this to tattoo pain, but my foot was the worst, and that was like about a 10. So it might be something along the equivalent to that.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, regardless, like, needles are needles. They hurt.
All right, let's turn the page. I don't
Now
want
that
to
we're
talk
at
about
our
needles anymore.
quotable line.
So, coming back to Charmed, actually, Holly Marie Combs was actually in the running for the role of Bonnie, which I thought was pretty fun.
I could see her as Bonnie.
Yeah, totally. And
They have a similar look.
they really
Bernard
do.
Campbell.
They really do. And Angelina Jolie and Alicia Silverstone were considered for the role of Sarah.
Oh, okay.
I could see Alicia
Well-
Silverstone, but not Angelina Jolie doing it.
No.
No.
I could see Angelina Jolie as Nancy,
Yes.
Probably. Like, imagine
and I don't think there would
alternate
be a whole
universe.
lot of acting.
Oh yeah, imagine those were the actors that got used. Because I mean, this is a stellar cast.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody knows that I'm very much a fan of Miss Silverstone, but I think everything worked out for the best
Oh,
because
yeah.
I think Robin Tunney does a really good job.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Everybody's really good.
like she,
And I think being how close this was to Clueless, I think people might have gotten tired of her by now. Like if they saw her in too many things.
right. I mean, I could see her doing a good job, but I mean, like Robin Tunney just kills it, and she didn't even initially want to go for it to begin with.
I could see Alicia Silverstone as Christine Taylor's character too.
That would have been
Oh, yeah.
hilarious. Huh, we are those weirdos, Mister.
Who is this bus driver?
I don't know.
One of the
Is
producers.
he not part of Cheech and Chong?
He looks like him, doesn't he?
I feel like it could be, or I could be very wrong.
He looks like Cheech, but it's not.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to look that up later.
I mean,
No,
it's
it's
not.
not.
Either
It's-
one, but I mean, he kind of looks like Cheech. I'm not gonna.
I don't think so. Not from what I remember.
Ah.
You should rush upon this blade and enter the circle with fear in your heart.
And I believe Andrew said that everybody was willing to do the finger
Blood drop.
prick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they wouldn't let them.
Right.
Like, oh no.
So he did it, right? Like that's
No, they had to use a fake thing.
Finger.
I thought that he
No,
actually
it wasn't a fake finger. It was no. It was like a kind of like a needle with the blood. Had the blood already in it, so it just
Really?
was squirted onto their finger.
I thought I remember him saying like he actually pricked his finger for it. I thought. I
No.
don't. Am I wrong?
I don't think no.
Huh. I'm gonna have to go back.
So below.
I mean, regardless.
I feel like they did a scene similar in the remake, and I hated it. Just,
God, I cannot believe you sat through that thing. Tony.
just like, oh.
There isn't really much at all to like about that fucking piece of shit.
I mean, if it's streaming anywhere, I'll watch it and I'll bitch the entire time, but I am not going to pay for a rental.
I'd say give it a go, but that was my level of dislike. Is that I never discourage people from watching anything, but
Right. But, you know.
I always like that line: Reese's Pieces of bleach blonde shit, like Laura Lizzie.
I drink of my sisters and I ask to love myself and to allow myself,
Messing with her scars.
especially Chris Hooker.
Oh, I never noticed that.
Oh, it's pathetic. Definitely pathetic.
it always reminds me of this one time I got really bad sunburn, especially when they peeled the skin off.
Lovely. Well, that's the best part of a sunburn.
Or to be beautiful.
Not when you
The
get it on
3
your
days
nose.
later.
Did either of you ever get sunburn on your nose?
No,
Yes.
just my back.
Oh, I had it on my nose at least 2 or 3 times as a kid going down to the Jersey Shore, and it takes forever to heal, and it's not flattering at all.
No, it's just skin. It's fine.
Well, first it blisters, and then your whole nose basically turns into a giant scab.
Yeah, you can pretend to be a witch for a week.
Yes.
Just trying to think of the
It
positivity
wasn't
here.
fun. Yeah, well, there's no silver linings with that. These are CGI butterflies, but he said something about there being a real butterfly.
Yeah,
that
there was a couple of them that actually flew in, and
Yeah. That just came out of nowhere. There were
Yeah.
a lot of like weird phenomena that happened during the making of this.
yeah, didn't one of those
Primarily
actually
during
land
the
on Bonnie?
beach. I don't know about that.
But yeah, like that scene,
But-
the incantation at the beach, and
That was when they had the most trouble.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, their spells are working. And of course, Sarah's is going to work first because she's the one with the power. The others are just leeching
Yes.
off of her.
She's the host.
Mm.
Yeah?
Never mind.
Ha, geek.
That already sounded completely crazy.
You hate me, right?
No.
You don't. Because, you see, when you're a guy, and I am, people expect things. I mean,
I had
know
to.
things about you.
I didn't go to the movies that often because I didn't really have one that was close by. I mean, it wasn't far, but it was like, you had it was too far to walk. So I couldn't really go. What are you laughing about?
Because everything's too far to walk here. Like, I could never imagine using that in an
Well,
excuse.
I live in the city, babe. But fucking.
Babe.
So yeah, I didn't go to the movies that often, but when I did go, I used to make the mistake of getting refreshments, and I would always have to pee.
Herbal
And-
refreshments?
Yes, herbal refreshments. But I would always have to pee, and nothing annoys me more when I go to the movies anyway than having to pee during the movie. So I had to eliminate that totally. When I would go to the movies for the longest time, I wouldn't get anything to eat or drink. But I do remember getting a soda when I went to see this, and I had to pee really bad, and I missed the attempted rape.
Oh.
Well, I'm sure you could feel he filled in the pieces.
You-
Well, I had to ask the fucking cunt what happened. Andrew Fleming said that this was inspired by his sisters used to do light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Okay.
Did
We did it
actually
once at
work?
a school retreat.
He said it worked.
Oh, that's fun.
But it was a trust exercise, because if you have like 12 boys, then you can easily lift up someone
Well,
that's lying down.
But
'cause
with your fingers, though.
you know.
With your finger.
Yeah, it was with fingers. Yeah.
But it's just supposed to be your fingertips.
Yeah.
Well, it was the index in the middle, and then it was quite easy because you're doing a group.
I mean, regardless
God
of
knows
the
where
hands
you were
and
sticking-
tips, like that's still kind of a lot of weight.
Yeah, Tony was sticking his fingers places they shouldn't have been going.
Babe.
Hey, we do what we do here. No judgment. If you want to put your fingers
Speaking
in
of
some
needing
weird
the toilet.
orifices, you go.
I went and saw a concert and was busting for the toilet by the end of it. And at the end of it, it was a whole big water feature sequence that they did. And I was like, oh, this is uncomfortable to watch.
Oh, this was Kylie, I assume.
Yes.
How did I know that?
And not to keep going on about the legacy one, but I found that this one had like moments of joy and happiness, whereas the new one was just such a downer.
Well, yeah, doesn't it just like rip off everything from this one?
No, because if it did, it would have been good.
Yeah,
Well-
it has like it's a bit more male versus female
Yeah,
elements to it.
And
I've
it's-
seen some of the
it's
reviews
a
about it,
very-
like, they went very like
It's a very
political.
updated, very PC. We're trying to appeal to all masses. There's minorities. I know that's your favorite line, Tony. There
Yeah,
it is.
isn't one of them trans? A trans actor?
One's trans. Yeah.
Then they
Oh, but
like they end up making all the men the villain of the villain of the movie.
The men are the bad. Yeah.
It's just like, dude.
I mean, it's not like I take issue with them having a trans character or a minority character, but it's like, it's pandering and it's obvious.
Yeah, like it's when they blatantly throw it in your face. It's like, hey, this is what this person is. This is what this person is. We're gonna make sure that we pound it into your head so you know. Like we
No, but they don't even do that.
Ugh.
Because the trans character, like, it's not even really explored. It's only touched upon.
Really?
So that could have been her backstory, since all of the girls in this one have a backstory.
Yeah. Like we actually.
that's
learn
what.
about
Yeah, that
them.
was actually what I was thinking. That would be her spell.
Did anybody see, or did either of you guys see the Ooh.
Stupid bitch.
Did either of you see the Heather's update?
No, I'd like to
No.
though. I don't mind the series.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you?
I remember reading about that. I kind of forgot about it actually. Till you,
Well, they made the outcasts the bullies.
of course.
Oh.
So they had to flip it where, like, the gay characters and the trans characters, they were the ones who were in and making everybody else's lives miserable.
Okay.
Jeez.
She died when she was having
It's like, hey.
But then in
these
saying that, there was no gay characters in Heathers.
Well, they did make. I saw a clip of it and it looked really bad, but they did make Kurt and Ram really gay.
Yes.
They did make them a gay couple.
Oh, okay, okay. I love my dead gay son.
Hmm.
Maybe
How's Shannon Doherty going, by the way?
I don't know. I
Because
guess
she had
she's
a
okay.
cancer scare,
Yeah,
didn't
she
she?
had breast
Yeah.
cancer.
yeah, she's past her.
I think she had it
cancer
twice.
scare.
I thought it came back
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did.
like a year or two ago.
Yeah, it did. All right, let's not talk about that.
I like the music in this movie. Just by the way, just listening to this, I think a lot of Andrew Fleming movies have good music.
It's got a really good soundtrack. My sister used to have it. And I used to listen to it. It was fun.
I used to have the soundtrack too. One of the main reasons why I bought it was because I always loved the song that they play over the end credits by Heather Nova, I Have the Touch. But the version that's on the soundtrack is different than the version that's in the movie.
Yeah.
Dive, girl.
And it always bothered me that she says contact about 1,000,000 times, yet the song's called I Have the Touch.
Yeah.
Call it fucking contact.
We need to make several passes before we can see any results.
Don't try to be different.
Be different. It's what makes the world go round.
I can't tell you.
No, not when you're being
Exactly.
pretentious.
Fair enough.
Oh, he said that Andrew Fleming said that that they had to put like fake skin grafts. They had to glue them on her, and when they were taking them off, it was really painful.
Didn't you ever used to in like primary school put glue on your fingers?
Yes,
and peel
Elmer's
it off?
glue, but this
Yeah.
this was not
Oh,
Elmer's
no, should
glue.
have used just Elmer's.
Right? It achieves the same effect.
Well,
Yeah, like
and he
when-
thought, and he said, I wish we had thought to use a double. But yeah, that was really her, and
Because
she was
when she
she was
winces
very uncomfortable.
originally, like, wasn't that real? Like, she was actually in pain a little bit.
Yeah, she was really in pain.
Ah, poor thing. Well, you got to suffer for your art, honey.
For her craft. Yes.
But I mean, it's just kind of like those little, happy accidents that just make it more impactful.
She was supposed to come back today. Did you talk to her?
It wasn't as bad as Sharon Stone in Sphere, let's say.
I never saw that. I always used to get that and Cube confused.
I love Cubes.
Dickhead.
I never fully understood.
I wish
Sphere.
I was kidding, but I'm not.
What was that, James? Sorry?
I never understood what was happening in Sphere. Like, I saw it once when I was a kid, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" And then I was never able to watch it again.
Yeah. I kind of saw it as an adult version of Event Horizon, but like a more mature, but not as gory or fun.
Well, so what happened
Nev's
with Sharon Stone?
Boobs are particularly plump in this scene.
Well, they all had to wear very heavy scuba diving equipment, and she ended up getting like a brain injury from it.
Oh my god!
Jesus.
That's terrible.
That like affected her a few years later.
Oh my god! poor
God.
thing. And Brandon, back to your comment
that's why
about
she's so
Bonnie's
crazy
boobs.
now.
She was in her 20s.
Yes.
Yes, they were particularly plumped up. And I think she knew it too. That's why she was arching her back. She was like, "Look at these,
Look what
Look
I
at these
just
bad
got.
boys.
look at these puppies."
Yeah, you pervert. And I love how they freak out about 175 grand. Like,
Yeah.
I know
that
that's
could
not
actually-
that much money.
no. Especially in frickin' Southern California.
And I was thinking, how
Yeah,
long would that apartment last?
not very.
No.
They were acting like they were set for life.
Yeah, and it was probably like months.
They would have been broke less than a year, especially
Yes.
with the
I'd
way they
say
were
less than
spending.
3 months. Yeah, she bought a freaking jukebox, a nice ass couch, a car. Like, there you go, right there.
I know, a high-rise apartment, yeah, a classic car, convertible, and she was buying clothes because she seems to get a sense of
Right.
fashion when they
Like-
get the money,
Leather, expensive clothes.
And still
like-
chain smoking.
Yeah,
and she's chain
seriously.
smoking. Yeah,
A carton is like, I don't know, $50 at that time,
well,
maybe?
cigarettes,
Yeah.
no, well, 50, yeah, no, I don't think that much.
I don't know.
I
I know
remember
a
about
bag is like 120 here.
Oh, yeah?
a what?
A bag of nicotine.
Oh, I didn't roll my own. I knew somebody who had like a little, who used to buy the filters or like the fucking, it's like a hollow cigarette, but it's
That
got a
reminds me
filter
of
on it.
Buzz from Home Alone, just by the way. We're on the page.
I don't know what you're saying.
But sorry, you were saying about the filters.
No, I used to know somebody who would buy they were basically cigarettes, but they were like empty. It was like they were like tubes with a filter on them, and he used to put the nicotine in them, and he used to have a little machine that he used to use. And he used to do it all the time when we were on the phone.
Ew.
I'd be like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "Making cigarettes."
Sure it wasn't a marijuana cigarette?
A
No,
jazz
he was
cigarette.
he was a chain smoker and a half. Tony, I like your butt. Do you want to have dinner?
He's such a slut.
I love that banter.
I like the ass slap. It did look like it hurt.
A smidge. It's just like, dude, like, you got a nice apartment with your mom. Like, what the fuck is the problem? Oh, hush puppies. No, was snoring over there.
A custom jukebox.
Who would you put on your custom
Thousands.
jukebox? Go.
Madge.
Russian Murphy.
I'd do garbage.
Who would you put, James?
Garbage.
Oh, nice.
Every song, every album.
And she bought a new Zippo.
Oh, jeez. Wait, come hang out with me. I have no friends.
Yeah.
I'm very desperate.
That's a ringing party.
I kind of felt bad for her
Yeah.
there when she slams the door in her face.
I mean, really, what does that woman have going for her? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. And if anything,
Crappy hair.
the money just fueled her alcoholism.
Yep.
Full and onlooker is one of the oldest forms of magic.
Well, Nancy could
Andrew
just cast a
said that
spell.
when they were. Andrew said that when they were doing this scene, they had to give Robin Tunney a green wig.
Yeah, so they could
And it's
visually
the only
feel
effect
color.
I don't really like. That I just looks so electric.
Well, when she shakes it,
Yeah,
it's,
it looks.
But
it's the only time I go. This is a '90s movie. Yes.
And I love it when she she does the blonde. You hear Rachel True in the background going, "You look like Lonnie Anderson," and she does too.
It's good. I mean, it suits you. Subtle, but good. You want something bigger?
well, why don't y'all do something, bitches? Jeez. Like, where's your freaking power
They're
causing
so-
glamours, huh?
They're still learning. They're still learning.
That's
Slow
no
your roll.
excuse. That's no excuse.
Ready?
That would be so fun. I feel like being red hair today. Why not?
Yes. It reminds me of, if you remember Total Recall, there was that woman that was changing her nail color just by touching
Yeah.
it.
I love that movie.
That was so cool.
Are you not dyeing your hair anymore, James?
I haven't in a minute. I haven't had time, so all the color's gone. I've got like blonde half-inch length and black roots. So I'm trying to let my hair heal for a little while.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
You
well,
got blonde veranda.
You look so good with blonde hair and black roots. It's like not even funny.
I do. I pull it off well. I get compliments on it daily.
He didn't get it, Tony. Shame.
I
on
got
him.
it.
I know you did.
That was a Romeo and Michelle reference. No, he looks
That
so
hurt,
cute
but it
here.
looked really good.
O'clock in the morning, Chris.
Yeah, that's a good reason. Hey, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking maybe we could move in together.
Cliff
I'm
Young.
not feeling quite bad for his character, just because, you know, he's a douchebag at the beginning, and then
You know, I can't stop.
he only starts really pursuing her after she set the spell, and then
Anyone before except maybe my mom and.
Yeah.
Cliff DeYoung, who's about to come up in a second. He was another one of those actors who was born to play a dad. I've seen him play a dad in so many fucking movies. Speaking of Holly Marie Combs, he was her dad in Dr. Giggles.
oh,
Yeah, the trivia made mention of that. What is that movie? I never saw it.
You never saw Dr. Giggles?
I've heard of it but not seen it either.
Oh my god. Shame on you both. A pox
sorry.
We don't
upon
have
your
accents.
house. What?
When you open the floodgate, how do you do it?
It's a horror comedy with Larry Drake. He escapes from a mental hospital and has this obsession with being a doctor because his father was, and he kind of went crazy right when he was about to figure out how to do a heart transplant, the first heart transplant, because his wife had a problem with her heart.
Oh my.
But she died, and then he went crazy, and then Larry Jake, as a little boy, was committed, and it's actually kind of convoluted. But yeah, he busts out, and yeah, he kind of goes on a bit of a spree in a small town.
Interesting.
And Glenn Quinn from Roseanne is in it. He's her Holly
Really?
Marie Combs' boyfriend.
That was what, like in early 90s?
92.
Ah, right on.
Did you ever see that movie he was in? I can't remember what it was called. I just remember Jason Mewes was in it, but it was really bad. But he was a college professor, and it was the only time I've ever seen him speak with his Irish accent.
Drawing a blank.
It was like one of those, post-Scream movies.
Oh, Scream. Y'all are gonna go see the new one?
No.
Well, it's been out for a few months now.
Yeah, James.
There's Nemo. Found him.
Right, sorry.
I would like to see it. No, I was being silly. I would like to see it.
Yeah. I mean, the actors have had good things to say, so, But
Yeah.
Aw.
can't trust everyone, right?
When things were the worst for me,
We can only trust Brandon.
tried to tell myself
Well,
I closed my eyes.
it's interesting because during the commentary for that mail order murder
Open them
documentary, they were talking about the rise of shot on video movies in the 90s, and the way they didn't say specifically Scream, but I knew that's what they meant. But they said for horror became very corporate at a time, so they both gravitated toward indies and low budget shot on video type stuff.
I'm all for independent and low budget stuff, but geez, have some taste and class.
Well, I do agree that it after Scream, horror was very, very corporate.
Yeah, it just came back with a vengeance. Some good, some not so.
I always wondered if that was a blooper where she says "hear me" and then never says "us." Like if Faruza was supposed to have said "hear us."
Right.
No, I don't. I've thought about that too, but I don't think so. I think it was because Nancy wanted the power more than anybody.
Right. She's
think it was
selfish.
intentional.
She's just a selfish
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
Like even
And
the
she-
spell that
and
she
during-
cast
and it's-
is all the power.
And the scene too when they're drinking from the chalice, and she says, "I drink of I take in all the power of Manon,"
Yeah.
whatever his name is. And she's the one who ends up getting struck by lightning.
Which is the one holding the metal object.
Yeah, seriously. Don't hold an athame in lightning, folks.
Might as well go out there with a kite.
I love the behind-the-scenes interviews when Robin Tunney's talking about this scene. She's like, "Oh, we're making a movie about witchcraft. It's got to be witchcraft. You know what? It's the ocean. Tides come in."
Well, the tide came in really, really early.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
when they would stop, it would settle down. But yeah, I just love her attitude about it.
Yeah, she was a non-believer. I get it. But it
I
did.
thought she was a believer, Faruza.
No, Robin
Robin
Tunney.
Tunney.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, Feruza actually took
But
it to
there
heart.
was a-
She-
Yeah, Feruza took this very, very seriously. But yeah, a lot of stuff did go wrong during the making of the scene, and I think it's interesting too that it's such an imperative scene because it's in the invoking
Yeah.
of the spirit. And all of those sharks were rubber.
That's
Andrew Fleming had to make sure that he said that.
yeah. I always thought that was just such a cool shot. Her on the water.
I know. I love that shot.
These are my gifts.
That was like you on Christmas Day.
Exactly. I still send that line to my best friend. I'll just randomly text her, "These are my gifts." It's like, oh, okay, what do you plan to do with all those sharks, huh?
See, now the police are coming and she's going to get arrested for murdering a bunch of sharks.
Yeah, her feet killed him.
Yes, they're electrocuted in this room.
I mean, when you think about it, it is kind of sad. That would be really sad to see. I mean, as vicious as sharks can be.
I like. Yeah.
Oh, I don't
Well,
give
I
a
like
fuck
how
about
ominous
sharks.
the whole thing is. It really shows that she's now becoming the villain.
Well, yes, there's that, and all the other girls seem very, very troubled.
Yeah.
They know something's wrong. Especially Sarah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
Sarah's
but I think
only
the other
one
two
who
girls seem
actually-
overwhelmed.
Yeah. Sarah's like actually scared.
Well, Bonnie looked freaked when Nancy was coming back.
Yeah.
When she was
Yeah.
watching her come back.
But now they're just like, whatever.
I don't know what's going
Rochelle took a nap.
on. Humiliating Chris when all I wanted was for the leg.
She was like, "Wake me when he's here."
Used to be nice.
Oh, and this thing with the lights changing, Andrew Fleming said that really happened. Almost the exact same thing. Only the guy he was in the car with driving did hit somebody.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah, he said to his friend, one of these times that light's not going to be green,
Oh,
and he
jeez.
floored it and hit another car.
Oh my god.
To us, threefold.
Okay, that's a little crazy.
Are we actually having a theological conversation?
I mean, all
Well,
the
I guess
random
his
stuff
friend was
is
a little
just-
crazy.
Yeah.
Scary. I mean, who gives a shit? Oh, Nancy, me too.
What do you guys think? They don't think.
Bitch.
And stop trying to win them over because it won't work. I'm not trying to win them over, you're paranoid.
I'm paranoid? I am not paranoid.
And if Sarah just tapped into her power, she could overthrow all three of them.
It's true. Well, I don't think she really knows how powerful she is
Yeah,
until
exactly.
the end.
Like
Yeah.
because she's so resistant and hesitant to her powers the entire movie.
Yeah, she's afraid of.
She
She's
sees
afraid
what
of
it's
it.
doing to her so-called now friends, and she doesn't want that to happen to her. So she's so refined
Yeah.
and it's like-
Especially Nancy. See what you're saying here. This is called depth. Okay, and the sequel has none of that.
yeah. We can actually have intelligent conversations about what the characters are
We
feeling,
can have
right?
intelligent conversations, yes, about the complexities of this film. With the sequel, no.
Like, and especially
do that.
with this, Rochelle in the shower, like looking in the mirror. She, like, I love that symbolism. Like, she can't even look at herself because she's ashamed of what she did to them.
Yeah,
Yeah, her reflection is ashamed of her.
yeah. Andrew said most people who watch the movie don't notice it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I love about it, because the effects are so subtle, built leading up to the end, that if you blink, you can miss it.
I know this is kind of hard. I mean, I do kind of feel bad for Laura, even though she's a cunt,
Yeah,
racist
I mean,
bitch. But I do feel
like,
bad for
at that point.
But
she's paid for it.
Yeah.
yeah, and plus, all I would think whenever I would watch this movie is, okay, you're lying on the floor in a grimy girl's shower. You know you're going to get like a wicked yeast infection.
Ew.
Well, she's
But-
that sad. She's not thinking with her vagina.
But you know what? Always bothered me. I like this song, but you know what always bothered me is the part when she approaches Rochelle at the party and she's got the really bad wig on, and you hear her go, "Listen," and she's about to say something, and then it cuts.
Yeah,
to,
I always wanted to see
Nancy.
what she was gonna say.
Yeah, I always wanted to know what she said.
Like, hey, sorry for being such a cunt to you all these years.
Yeah.
I'm not sure either. That's so funny. I was just thinking, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
What a geek.
But that wig, my God, she looked like a Barbie doll. Like it was like Party City caliber.
It always reminded me of when Shannon, going back to Shannon Doherty, when she tried to bleach her hair in Beverly Hills, and it came out really bad.
I don't remember.
And who honestly?
She was trying to go blonde because Dylan likes Kelly Taylor.
Ah, jeez. Who has a wig in their locker? Seriously, I'm gonna go get something. Stay right here.
No, she went. I thought she said to get the nurse.
Mm.
I thought she said I'm going to go get somebody.
I hear something. I don't know.
I think you should take me home.
No, Sarah, come on.
I always assumed she just went to get the nurse or somebody to help her.
Maybe.
Because she was having a nervous breakdown. I don't think she was going to go get a wig.
I always heard something like, oh, okay, here's a wig. Put this on. You'll feel better. Oh, that's so
Robin said
terrible.
this was so uncomfortable.
I bet.
Well, especially because they knew each
Yeah, like
other
they were
and like
friends.
everybody was fucking watching.
Yeah, like they're friends. He's, in the headspace of the character. He's attempting to rape the other character. Like, it's a lot to deal with as an actor.
I think she really did kick him in the balls during one of the takes.
Yeah, I believe it. Because like sometimes, like when you're in that headspace, you forget about everything, and you just give into it.
I don't know exactly because I can't remember how it was cut, but originally Rochelle's mom comes to the door,
Right.
and then she goes to get her.
Yeah, I remember that.
But Andrew cut it because he said there's no point,
Yeah, like
so he just made Rochelle answer the door.
Like we don't need to meet Rochelle's parents.
No, we don't care.
Yeah. But Robin Tunney can cry on cue, on command. That's a very awesome talent.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always wanted to learn to do that.
Oh my god. I was listening to a commentary.
Crying command.
Crocodile tears? No. I was listening to a commentary for a movie earlier, and it was this little boy. It was like he wasn't a very seasoned actor. He was like 9 or 10, and he had to do a crying scene, and with the guy who played his father, he was asking him to help, and he said, the guy said, "All right, well, this is what I want you to do. I want you to think of my eyes, and I want you to think of diving into my eyes like they're pools." And he was like, no, that's not going to make me cry. And so I was like, all right, well, think of this. I was driving down a highway once, and there was an accident up ahead that had all of the cars stopped. And it turned out that a dog had been hit and killed and was lying in the road. Aww. And there was another dog who was standing by and wouldn't move.
Aww.
Because that was his friend.
That's so sad.
And the little boy was like, okay. And that's what he thought of during the scene.
You do what you gotta do, I guess.
Well, I think Drew Barrymore was saying that for her scenes in Scream, she and Wes would talk about her dogs. And I think that was what would get her into the crying headspace.
Animals, are, I think, an easy trigger for a lot of people.
Probably. I mean, criminy.
Well, they're so unconditionally loving. So you want the best for them.
Yeah.
Seriously, especially if you own them.
I remember hearing like reports from other actors who would just say like if they had to get into not necessarily a depressive headspace, but a specific kind of headspace, they would make like a playlist or a mixtape and just listen to it over and over again before the scene.
Well, that's something that I do when I'm writing is I've got an idea for a story and I've got a playlist of songs to sort of get me into the state for it.
Nice.
Oh, I can't do that. I can't listen. I can't have other voices.
Oh, obviously not while I'm writing or anything, but as I'm
while you're
formulating
just,
an idea in my head.
Okay.
Yeah. And one of the songs was actually it was a garbage song. I think Fan Number One or I Would Die For You was the lyrics.
Look at this Party City bitch.
With that horrible outfit.
I know. It's like she lost her hair and her fashion sense.
She would be lip-syncing for her life, really.
Oh my god. You would think that she wouldn't even be at this party.
She's rocking that wig.
You're a witch.
I wonder if it affected all of her hair.
Right.
They usually
Yeah.
She's a witch too, you know. I mean, the only reason you're in love with her is because she cast a spell on you.
Oh shit.
I love those. I love those shirts. That flannel with the hood
Oh yeah, I've got one.
that he's got. They're very 90s, but I bought one like a year ago because I want it.
Nice.
I wanted one. I used to have one, but I wanted one, so I got it.
There you
With
go.
the gray hood and everything.
They're just fun.
They're nice.
You don't even exist.
They're warm.
Exist. You are
That was shot with the feet dragging.
Yeah.
Was done in the parking lot
Really?
with another
Parking
girl.
lot.
Yeah, it was another. It
but
was
there's
some
carpeting.
girl. Like some stuff. Well, they brought the carpet out.
And
That's what he
and the
said.
night table.
understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it always
I guess
bugged
they
me
made
that
a set
her-
in the parking lot.
the shoes looked excruciatingly small.
Yes.
You know, when they're, I don't know. That just always bugged me. Like they look like like the shoes on a little girl.
No.
You bitch,
Oh,
Nancy.
I feel like that shot was repeated in Bad Dreams.
No.
No, where it just like zooms in onto the ground.
No, you in Bad Dreams you see her bounce off the concrete. It's
Okay.
that's really that one is really ooh. It's hard. That ones are always hard for me to watch. That moment. I don't know if this was a joke or not. I would assume yeah because it's so stupid. But during the commentary too, he said that they were doing some scenes for the TV version, and they wanted her to say, "Don't touch me. Everything I touch turns to poop."
Oh God.
And he said she couldn't say it because she kept laughing.
I believe that.
I think it was, but he said it with total sincerity. Like, but if no, I don't. Why would they make her say poop?
Mm.
Find you from doing harm.
I wonder if she could have said crap.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
That
I
was
don't
more
think-
acceptable.
Everything I touched turns.
You know, I don't like the
I-
brown word.
Yes, that's true.
I find you from doing harm.
I'm so happy I could shit.
Stop it, Matthew.
I find you from doing harm, Nancy.
That's a real thing.
What?
Too. What
Yes.
she's doing.
Yeah.
I like their costuming, how she never wears total black like the other girls do. Like, she's always leaning towards them, but never just goes all the way into being a dark witch.
Yeah, they did that because she's the most grounded of all the characters.
I love in the making of when Rachel True says, "The more powerful we get, the shorter our skirts get."
Yeah. It's true. Like their clothes got more tight and more form fitting.
Yeah. And you
I like the
know,
Spice Girls.
yeah, and you know, Nev Campbell was showing off those plump titties.
Getting ready for Scream.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was getting ready to bounce all over the place.
But I think out of everyone, Robin's probably got the biggest ones.
Well, I don't even know.
when she's running down the alley, like, holy crap, they're going side to side all over the place.
We've been looking at
Well, I never really looked. I mean, the only reason I noticed Nev's was because they were right in your face.
Yeah, and so
And they
were
were at
Robin's
an
when
angle?
She's running down when she's running down the alley. They're
I don't know.
right
I never
there.
noticed.
Wow.
It's funny. I was doing a commentary with Jed, who's straight, and he was talking. It was like for a Friday the 13th movie, and he was like talking about how in one scene, like or a couple scenes, the actresses are running and they're jiggling, and they didn't have any. They weren't wearing bras, and I was like, oh, I never noticed because I wasn't looking.
I always notice nipples when they're like pointing out.
Yeah, it's hard to not make the
Male
full
or
room
female.
joke.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Well,
could
that's
cut
different.
glass.
I didn't,
Oh.
you know, in the old days,
You were only quoting this line, not recently.
Yeah, during Midsummer.
Mm.
killed.
For no reason other than I just like the line. Bye.
Just that creepy, twisted smile.
I bet you that was her. That was improvised on her part.
Maybe.
Have you been sleeping?
Fuck you, bitch.
You're just borrowing her power.
Seriously. But I love the ending scene where she strikes the tree with the lightning. Like she's just like, "Oh, yeah, you want to talk shit to me, bitches? Bring it."
That wasn't in the original cut either.
Really?
That just happened on the day.
Yeah.
They had to. I think they wanted. I think he said he added it because he wanted to show that Sarah still had her powers, but the other girls didn't.
Right.
Because that
Yes.
was important.
And she's actually in control.
Well, I think it shows that she wouldn't put up with crap anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to
Like
do.
she's embraced who she is fully, and she's the only one that can control it.
I'm so sorry. I just didn't have anywhere else to go. Please.
What does this lady ever do after this? Anything? Do y'all know?
I've seen
The
her in
actress.
other things.
Really?
Yeah.
I had confused her for other people, but I don't know about her.
Like I don't even
'Cause I
know
thought she was
the actor's
the-
name.
I thought she was in the
Assumpta
Truman Show.
Serna.
That was someone
Yeah,
else.
she's been in other things.
Okay.
I actually used to work with a girl named Assumpta. I don't know where that name where it originates.
I love
very
the floating
unusual name.
rocket thing.
More than any reach of every
You must not be afraid.
I can't control it, baby. I always end up hurting somebody.
Do you hear the voice of your mother?
I like a good accent.
Yeah.
She was your reach too, of course. Didn't you know?
Like her character's not big, but she makes such an impact because she's, you know, helps like drive the story along and drive their girls through their journey in a sense.
Well,
I mean,
think
not guys.
she's got
but I
an
mean, like,
enigmatic
she's
sense to
there,
her,
you know.
You must invoke the spirit.
but she is like the mature witch to sort of lead her on the way,
Right, right.
whereas the other girls are playing around like kids.
Yeah, like we don't. Who are you
There
to tell
was-
us about anything?
Yeah, especially Nancy.
Yeah.
I'm a big girl. Just tell me the book.
Yeah.
But during this scene, I don't remember exactly what happens. But when she runs out of the store, she sees them in an alley.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't pay attention to her boobs then.
Well, why the hell would you?
I'm not telling you to. I'm just saying they're there. But oh god, the 3,000 snake scene.
It's very Freudian.
I mean, I think snakes are some of the most fascinating creatures on Earth, but they scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, no, I don't like it. I don't like them. Mm-mm. One of my favorite moments, is when it's toward the end, after the other girls leave, when it's just Sarah and Nancy. Nancy, like, Sarah's talking, and a roach like crawls, I think, on Nancy's hair, like, or her forehead or something, and she pushes it off. But the look she gives Sarah right after is so fucking funny because it's like she pushes it away and then she looks at her like, okay, so what were you saying? It's just like she has that look on her face like, what now?
What's going on here?
What happened?
That's
Say that
funny.
again.
I've never actually paid much attention to it, but now I will.
Well, yeah, you watch it. It's really
I
funny.
mean, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I never saw it that way. Like, continue as you were.
It's like, yeah, you were saying what? What happened? Yeah, we're gonna try it out too. And those were real maggots coming out of the sink.
All of that was real.
Yeah.
And I love that she was
And they
game
had the-
for all of it except for the falling rats.
Yeah. Yeah. She was like, that is where I draw
no,
the
no. I ain't having rats fall on my head.
limits, people.
But, oh my god.
Well, could you blame her?
Those spiders on the wall, it's just creepy as hell.
Yeah, that whole set had to be sealed off so
Yeah.
that everything
Yeah, so that
couldn't
they could
escape.
collect them back.
Yeah.
God. Like, that's just too much. It's just way too much. I know, Lester. It really is.
Yes,
Yes.
Lester agrees. Lester does
Let
not
me
like
at
it.
him.
God, thank goodness they are slow snakes. And I love that you can hear a rattlesnake, but you don't see it.
Yes.
Oh, God. Great, I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. Ew. Roaches. Yep. Stunt double.
So is that not her?
Stunt double, yeah, that's not her.
Ah,
And you can kind of tell a little bit, but not much.
what? And they could have used the same wig.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they did, but I don't know. Like the body features are slightly different.
They probably didn't. They probably didn't utilize as much time getting it
I feel like
on.
this would have been
perfectly.
such a relief for the audience when
Myself ages ago. You should get on with it.
One thing I do find a little confusing is how they weren't aware of karmic retribution, because karma is like rule 1 in Wicca. You know, it's like rule 1 is harm none,
Yeah,
because it comes back to you threefold.
right.
How they didn't know that,
maybe they just ignored it.
Yeah, I
Or
mean,
they felt they were above it.
or maybe they thought, they probably thought
like,
they were
knew. They just
beyond
don't
that.
care.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the typical teenage rebellion thing. Like you know that there's going to be consequences to your actions, but you know,
Yeah, you just don't care.
when you're
Yeah, and when you're that age, you think you're invincible. So.
exactly like when you're budding teenager, like 17, 18 years old, of course,
I mean, I guess you could say that Nancy's their leader, and they're just getting a bit too caught up in that.
Yeah, Rochelle and Bonnie were definitely giving
Like
into
Sarah.
peer pressure
Yeah.
hardcore.
Not be so sure.
Well,
After
I
all,
think
you let
Bonnie
the world to do it,
it screams follower more than anybody.
and you killed your mom.
Especially because she had such
Even
Physical ailment.
yeah, that she was so self-conscious of.
Why doesn't she use magic on us?
Because she is weak.
weak.
You gotta love her overacting here.
God.
I mean,
I
she's really really doing
Hamming
the
it up.
scenery.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so good and it's so fun.
It works for Nancy because I mean,
It does.
like
Yes.
that's freaking Nancy.
Now is the
I think though, if Angelina Jolie had played it, it would have been 10 times more.
Oh my goodness.
It would have been drag queen level. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yes, it would have been Faye Dunaway. It would have been Mommy Dearest.
No wire hangers.
It is real. And why are you still bleeding?
I don't know. Why is she still bleeding?
Bring me the axe.
Run back up to your room, little coward that you are. He's so
Aw,
Although I like it when she gets angry at Bonnie and Rachel.
right? And like that's what the kind of moment they're like, hey, okay, this bitch is getting a little crazy here.
Well, Rochelle had the balls to defy her
When she started
when
saying no.
she told him to go upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, maybe we've gone a little bit too far.
go upstairs.
No. This whole
Here.
thing is just no.
Yeah, and see, that's exactly,
Yeah, like she's
and that's, and,
Nancy's not gonna
and
be
see,
told no.
look, and see, look, and see, look, Bonnie gets up. See, that's why.
Takes me back to my
well,
Bonnie's
she's
Bonnie's the main
scared.
follower.
You know, like
Yeah,
you know, like
she's,
Bonnie's
yeah.
not going to stand up for herself.
Mm-mm.
I invoke thee. I invoke thee.
Like I always I loved Robin Tunney's performance at this last little bit, like her breakdown, but then she does a complete 180, you know, and she, oh my god, like
Mm-hmm.
she just nails it. You know, she's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I got some shit to do to
Like
you."
she has a real a rebirth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
totally.
And she just nails it.
Mm-hmm. I think everybody is
They
fantastic.
do. They really do.
I don't.
Everybody's amazing. Like they all have.
Well,
their own
also-
character and
Also, they had a really good script to work
yes,
with,
exactly.
unlike the bitches in fucking whatever it's called, Legion or whatever. Legend. What the fuck's it called?
Legacy.
Avoid at all costs.
Legacy.
Yeah. Hashtag avoid at all cost.
Okay, look for the scene.
It's coming up.
It's coming.
Hail the watchtowers of the
So what were you saying again?
Continue.
What happened?
Care for a spot of tea?
I invoke thee, Nana.
It's just like it's like the equivalent of somebody like
I invoke
flicking lint off their shoulder and then saying, "What happened now?
What?
What were you saying again?"
Oh shit.
Excuse me, I think my phone's ringing. Oh, okay. What were you saying?
What?
again?
God. That's a little further down.
God, even though like that scene, this was the '90s, like that whole snake into fingers and just that whole scene, the whole magic thing with Nancy is just, it's pretty awesome.
And like, there's bugs in her mouth, I think.
Yeah, like,
We're about to come up to it.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
remember
that's
that.
disgusting. Did you ever watch the Wizard of Oz sequel?
No,
Any of you?
Return to Oz.
I watched
Yeah.
The Worst Witch.
Yeah. What? How
Saw
is
The
she
Worst
in that?
Witch.
How is she in The Worst Witch?
No, in the Return to Oz.
Oh, she's good.
No. Yeah.
In Return to Oz, yeah, she does a good job. She's only like 9.
Yep.
But yeah, she knew what she was doing.
I'm sorry. What's going on? Why aren't you dead?
And it's really creepy too. There's a scene where she's has to get a key from one.
That was it. Wasn't that it right there?
Yeah, that was the bit. Yes.
Says you've abused what he's given you, and you're gonna have to pay the price.
No, I've heard that it's quite a dark movie for kids.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I've heard that
It'll give you
too.
nightmares.
Yeah.
There's a scene where she's walking down a hallway and the queen takes her head off and puts another head on. So she always looks different. It's creepy.
It's bad manners.
And you see all the heads down a hallway and then they come to life in a later scene.
Oh, my lord.
Yeah, it's pretty
Okay,
creepy.
that's a bit much.
What's going on?
Ew. Fake feet, but still.
Just think of how you could finger blast somebody with snake fingers.
Oh my god. It's like, okay, you're gonna feel a little squirming
Yes.
But you'll like it.
and a little tickle.
Mm-hmm. I have to say, the dagger always looked so fake to me.
You think? I always thought it looked real. Pretty real.
I didn't. No, I always thought the blade looked so plastic.
It looks like a stage dagger, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it looks unsharp.
It all got out.
Yeah, I always thought it could do some damage.
No, I don't.
No more games.
But I guess maybe because it's a movie,
Right.
it wouldn't.
Well, for close-ups, they would, or they're supposed to use a real knife.
I bind you, Nancy, from doing.
Are you talking about like when she goes to stab her?
Wait. I bind
Yeah. Well, I don't think they have a real dagger at all. I think it's the same one throughout the whole movie.
against other people and harm against.
And it just always looked fake, especially there.
But if that's the one that they stab into the ground when they're pricking their fingers,
I think it was. And they just added that sound effect.
yeah, but it has to be strong enough to pierce.
Well,
through.
it could have been moist earth.
Well, I mean, it was a grassy area, so it couldn't be that hard.
The earth was moist.
Moist.
You were talking dirty to it.
And I love that they won the best
Yes.
fight at the MTV Movie Awards that year.
Mm.
That was fun.
I remember as a kid when I used to think that the MTV Movie Awards actually meant something.
I know, seriously. Same here.
Oh,
It's so fucking pointless.
best kiss.
Well, I do remember that Madonna got nominated for Best Villain for Body of Evidence.
I don't think I saw
You
that.
should have known back then it was worth nothing.
Okay, now you're being a
No, I'm just being a
bitch.
bitch.
Sometimes they were fun to watch in the 90s, but after the 2000s, it was just crap.
I remember, I think it was the one in 95. Well, it had to have been. They did, or no, maybe it was, well, anyway. But they did a little Clueless skit with the Golden Girls.
Ah,
Did they?
Do you remember that?
no.
Yeah,
Sounds
Blanche was Dion, and she had that big hat with the swirl on it that she wears in the beginning.
Oh my god, I'm
Yeah.
totally gonna YouTube this.
And Betty White was Ty, and what's her name?
B. Arthur?
No, B. Arthur wasn't in it.
Estelle Getty?
Estelle Getty was Cher, and she wears
Oh, okay.
the plaid yellow skirt with the sweater
Oh my god, that's
that
awesome.
Cher wears in the movie.
Rest in peace, Golden Girls.
Mm. Brittany Murphy.
Yeah, her too.
Honestly,
That was very sad to hear when Brittany Murphy died.
Yeah.
Like, I still
every
can't-
time
I'm
I
still
see a
not over
movie that she's in, like my heart it breaks.
Yeah, like I love Uptown Girls. I'm not gonna lie, I really like that movie, and like every time I watch it, I'm
Oh
just
my
like,
god, I
"Aw."
completely forgot about that movie.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen that one.
It's
One that I've seen of hers that was lesser known was Little Black Book, I think it was called, and that was cute.
That was
good.
not
That was a fun one. I liked
lesser
it.
known. That was a
That was a
that
good
I
movie
remember
here.
that was that was a big movie. I remember that was the move, like the first thing that she did after 8 Mile, and she got top billing in it.
Oh, okay.
Fuck you, bitches! I'll show you some power here.
Okay, now is it just me? You're gonna see in a second, but is Nancy wearing like sexy silk panties?
Oh, she totally is.
When she gets the underwear, like why is she she should be wearing granny panties, Hanes her way. Why is she wearing like a black fucking thong? I don't understand.
Careful.
In the psych ward.
Yeah, when she gets the
Yes,
needle,
yes,
it's going,
yes.
ow, 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 ow.
I don't know. Maybe they let you keep your panties there.
Yeah.
Here, you're gonna see here.
A lacy G-banger.
Yeah. Maybe to symbolize that she's like holding on to hope that she can still.
Look, are you
regain her
looking?
power. Yeah, I'm looking. I see it. I sees it.
Yeah, she's got power in those.
It ain't the power. I hope those drugs kick in fast. Bitch is batshit insane.
I don't think they do that anymore. Tie people to the bed. Like that's like something from the fucking
Insane.
50s.
Well, James does. No, just kidding.
Well, I mean, when
That's
they think you're a
true.
danger to
No,
others, you know, or yourself.
Well, that was enjoyable.
Yes, always.
Mm-hmm.
Assumpta
Always.
Serna. Okay. Yay! Throw the popcorn in celebration.
Is she related to Armand Asante?
Sure.
I'm just joking.
Just he's doing one of his grandpa jokes, James.
I know,
You
I
have
know.
to just you can't encourage it.
Well, I encourage things. What do you want from me?
This kind of behavior, you just have to look away.
Oh, I give into it and I smile and nod and I keep the joke
See,
going.
even Lester agrees with me.
Oh, Lester, stop taking their side. Come here, puppy. You're supposed to be on my side. Hello, little doggy. Don't worry, we'll go out soon.
Give his big old floppy ears a rub from me.
I will. So,
Oh,
scale on 1 to 5, an absolute 5. Perfect movie.
Yeah.
5.
I give it a pentagram out of 5.
Absolutely.
Well, that should be 5 pentagrams.
Oh, damn. It's like that t-shirt at Hot Topic. Let's summon demons. No? No go? No one wants to summon demons with me?
No.
Okay.
No.
You'll have to ask the American. Where are you?
Alright, well there is
No,
a local
I
witch group
have
here,
enough
so
problems.
who knows?
Oh, I'm sure you can find Wiccan groups all over the place.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Indeed.
but they're mainly lesbians.
I'm actually friends with practicing witch on Facebook. I met up with him one time. He's pretty cool.
I was too. She was a writer. I used to be friends with her on Twitter. She lived in New Zealand. She was really nice.
Now, the bus driver, that's what I was looking up. I remembered what I saw him, he was in Tremors, if you ever saw that movie.
You
Oh,
fucking
that's
mentioned
who he was.
Fred Ward
He was that.
Yes.
from Tremors.
Yeah, he was that guy. I know who you're talking about.
Yes.
Oh, hang on, puppy. Almost done.
No.
Oh, come here.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, gentlemen.
No, it's very cute. Don't be sorry.
At least it's at the end of the movie during the credits, so.
But it's during my fucking jam.
This is your jam.
That we've been
This is
talking
my
over
fucking
the whole
jam.
time.
This song is a fucking banger, motherfucker.
It's very Fiona Apple.
I think it's more Liz Phair a little bit.
I couldn't even
No.
begin. I never,
Who?
Well,
never really listened
it-
to either one, so I mean, I got nothing.
Well, it's definitely of the time.
Oh yeah, but it's still such a good movie.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, because I mean,
There's,
we've all seen
like-
those movies that are, you know, from the 80s or 90s or whatever, and they just haven't aged well. Like, you know, they're not ones that you could watch all the time. But I mean, this one is always fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wish I had the poster, the original poster of the four of them, because that image is so iconic.
Mm-hmm. I know. I'm
And
actually surprised
when
I
I
don't have that
got-
for my wall.
When I got the Blu-ray, it came with a sleeve. Well, it came with a cardboard cover, but the sleeve had new artwork, but you could flip it over to have the original artwork.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I get Blu-rays that have new artwork, I always flip it back to the original. 'Cause I don't want new artwork. I want the original artwork. Thank you.
OG all the way.
So, does anybody have any final thoughts on The Craft?
Lester, do you want to go first?
Yeah, what do you got, puppy? Anything? Oh, sure. Now you're silent.
I enjoyed that again, and I was reminded of there was a few movies in the 90s that were really enjoyed, and people were eager for a sequel, but they didn't come. And now I'm kind of wishing that a sequel hadn't come.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I
like,
never wanted a sequel.
I wouldn't have minded if it had been like within a reasonable amount of time, but once it's been
Yes,
over 20
yeah.
years, like, just don't.
Yeah.
I've always said that I never saw anything wrong with sequels. I know people shit on them a lot, but if it's a movie I particularly enjoy, I would always look forward to a continuation of the story, or at least a story that is similar. But this, I always thought stood just fine on its own.
Oh, absolutely.
It didn't need a continuation. It didn't need anything.
No, because it got wrapped up very well.
It did.
Yeah.
Nancy's in a 1950s psych ward where she belongs. Sarah's. They were moving, weren't they? That's what the father was doing. He was taking like stuff. He was loading a truck or something.
I just thought he was like taking in groceries or something.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
they were. I thought
don't
they
think
were
it was
moving.
No.
I always assumed they were moving again.
Yeah.
And you still don't see fucking Jenny.
Yeah, I know, right? Lord. Hell, her dead mother had more of an appearance.
And
Yes, exactly. And had more lines.
mhm. The rat that fell on Sarah's head had more lines.
Hashtag iconic.
Mhm.
Any final thoughts for you, James?
Other than it's always fun to see these girls and then see the progression of their careers over the years. No. You know,
Yes.
I'm very happy that Nev Campbell's still around.
Mhm.
You know, Robin Tunney here and there. I wish there was a
You know-
ball.
Oh, did you watch Andrew Fleming's last movie?
I don't know.
What happened?
Andrew Fleming's
Um,
last movie?
I think it's called Ideal Family, but it's got Paul Rudd, and it's about him being a gay father.
Oh god, I don't
Oh, that's
care.
fun.
Oh
Um,
no, I liked it.
But
I thought it was quite fun. Yeah.
Rachel True, I think, is identified more with Half Baked
Right.
than she is with this. And I think that's unfortunate because Half Baked is really stupid.
It's a silly movie.
I never was into stoner comedies.
Yeah, they're very far in between. But I mean, she does a good job in it. But yeah, I mean, this more.
Oh, I'm
this
sure
more
she
was-
does, but this
Yeah.
was the better movie and the better role.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Although now I'm wondering what happened with Nancy's mom.
She drank.
Yes.
Well, she
she
went back
drank
to the
herself
trailer.
Yeah,
Yes.
She's sitting
out
alone
of the building.
in her silver bullet trailer with a bottle of Jack.
They had a good view, that trailer did. Up the top of the hill.
It's the storm, Grace. It's the connection, Grace.
Oh, it's a storm.
And how they...
That's why the power's out, Grace.
the neighbors aren't out. And Brandon, do you have any final thoughts? I feel like I'm mediating. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's my job, motherfucker.
And you're doing it badly.
Well, it's hard for me to wrangle you, James, Lester. I mean, especially him. He's a handful because his ears are always flopping all over the goddamn place.
Well, that's why these make some of the best episodes.
Well, no, I don't have any final thoughts. I already said I give this 5 pentagrams. I think it holds up. I think everybody is perfect in their roles. I thought the script could have used a tiny bit of tweaking to fill in those little gaps that I mentioned. I always did want to hear what Laura had to say to Rochelle if she decided to grovel. Because it looked like that's what she was going to do.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Taste.
Yeah, she looked like she
Take
was
it
about to
back.
cry. But even if she did apologize, I don't think it would have done anything. I don't think they would have been friends or
Nah.
anything.
But maybe Rochelle would have felt bad and tried to reverse the spell. Who knows?
Well, both Rochelle and Bonnie, at the end of the day, are good people. They were
Yeah.
just led by somebody who was very
Yeah,
much not
they were
a good
just
person.
they were just followers.
hoped that the spell would know how far to go.
Yeah. I've never seen Fairuza Balk in anything in a role anywhere near as iconic as this one.
Yeah,
I've seen all the other girls do some good stuff, but Fairuza Balk, I don't think any of her performances in any of the other movies that she'd been in had lived up to this one.
it's
So not the water boy.
You think I fucking sat through an Adam Sandler movie?
That's actually one of the few that I can actually deal with. Because it's got Fairuza Balk.
Because
and
of Kathy
because
Bates.
Kathy Bates. Yes.
Yeah, that's why my ex. I remember when I walked into my ex's house for the first time and I saw that VHS, I was like, oh okay. I gotta go. And he's like, why? It's like, you own an Adam Sandler movie? He's like, oh, I only have that because of Kathy Bates. I was like, oh, all right. His favorite movie in the world was Fried Green Tomatoes.
Ah,
Oh,
I love that movie.
yes.
Okay, so we're gonna put a big, fat, juicy bow on this one. And Lester's going to whimper us out. So I want to say thank you to James and thank you to Tony for joining me for this episode. It was a blast, and it's always fun to watch The Craft again. And I hope everybody enjoyed it as much as we did, and that you'll come back for more real soon. So until next time, this is Brandon Ford wishing you all unpleasant dreams.